Okay, if you'd like to come into the conference room.
Sure.
But Democrats support protecting the environment. They support minimum wage and family wage jobs, but at the same time have been supporting these trade treaties that have made it a disadvantage for us to protect the environment, a disadvantage for us to pay workers a good wage, and at the same time have moved industries to these places that have the lowest wages and the least protection.
It's unbelievable, the job loss. Our members want to pay taxes. They don't want to receive tax benefits for training for jobs.
Right.
They're probably non-existent when they're done.
We got 20-year people laid off in these businesses, and they're picking up crappy jobs or no jobs. We got guys that go out and lose a $20 an hour job with our famous Cadillac healthcare. So these guys are now out there getting, if they can bargain hard, $12 to $15 an hour jobs with no healthcare, with no pension, with nothing. And our jobs aren't coming back.
I'd just like to say that any politician also who talks about wanting to create jobs, and you're hearing it constantly, especially from the Democrats, we need to create jobs, and obviously we do, is not really serious about creating jobs if they're not serious about looking at these trade agreements and looking at the Trade Act. They're just basically being disingenuous.
If we didn't destroy so many jobs, we would need to create some.
Right.
Yeah.
My branch has been on record in favor of the Trade Act for a couple of years at least. I understand Representative Schrader does not support it, and I'm concerned about that, and I'm curious as to why.
The Trade Act, from what I understand, is a huge first step in ameliorating, in resolving some of the really, really horrible issues about the race to the bottom, the hemorrhage of jobs, the loss of sovereignty, the loss of the country's ability to make their own health and safety, consumer, labor protection laws.
I find it absolutely outrageous, really, that Congressman Schrader is promoting further trade agreements with South Korea and not seriously considering and advocating for the Trade Act, which would stop a lot of the things that people are talking about.
And, as a constituent of his, I expect him to support the Trade Act. I'm going to be extremely disappointed if he decides not to, and I probably won't vote for him.
It truly is a race to the bottom, and for anybody that can't see it or doesn't support the Trade Act, our members are just going to say, we're not voting for him. In fact, we'll work to vote for somebody else, get somebody else in.
So we urge him again to get on that bill, because we're going to keep pressing this. This matters to tens of thousands of Oregonians who have already lost their jobs, and everyone else whose jobs are at risk because of these agreements. So the issue's not going away.